Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Temi. Getting into our next segment here, we're going to switch gears over to the NBA rookie teams that were just announced. We're going to recap both rookie teams and discuss any shockers, anything that just surprised us. Regardless, we'll get into everything because there were two teams, the first team and the second. We'll recap both of those as well. But I apologize. I definitely should have had the lists up. That's my fault. But when we're talking about this process, we remember back in the day, the John Morants and the Zion Williamsons, when this was more of a not just a conversation, but just like a debate of who falls in where. It was in the rookie groups were much more competitive. This year, it was not much. We didn't get as much of that. I'm not gonna lie. We saw much more, a much closer rookie class. A lot of guys that were kind of very similar to one another. We didn't see any standout players. Of course, we saw Stephon Castle take a big leap, but outside of him, like, well, let's go down the list. Obviously, speaking of him in the first team, we have to give credit where credit is due. Stephon Castle being labeled as the point guard for the team. Um, you know how I'm gonna switch this up. I'm gonna name all five guys for the first team, recap, and then second team, same thing, recap. And then I'll give my perspective on who I think might have gotten stubbed in here and whatnot. First team, Stephon Castle at the point guard, Zaccharie Risacher at the shooting guard, Jaylen Wells at the small forward, Zach Edey at the power forward, and Alex Sarr at the center. That's your five-man lineup right there for the first team. I don't like it. I mean, I don't like it. No, I don't hate it. That's what I meant. I like it. I think Stephon Castle absolutely deserves to be there. I think Risacher is a great young player. Jaylen Wells, we we wish nothing but the best for. We saw he had a scary injury against the Hornets a couple months back. Um, Being announced that he just fractured his wrist, sustained a small concussion, but outside of that, looking like he's going to be okay. So we wish him nothing but the best and hope that his rehab process is going well. Zach Edey took a big step forward, especially in the playoffs. We saw him play at a high level. Um, I don't know how much I'd like that pick. I'll explain when I discuss the second team, and you'll see exactly what I mean. But Zach Edey's a great player. I think he's a great young player. Two Grizzlies actually on the rookie team. Funny enough, and then Alex Sarr obviously playing phenomenal basketball as well. So that's your five-man group in the first team. And honestly, a young group, a group of guys that have honestly, Stephon Castle is probably the only one that we know exactly where he's going. I think Jaylen Wells can blossom into a valuable third option for the Grizzlies. And I think Rashard is still building his resume with the Atlanta Hawks, and he's going to be there for a while as well. So I like the first team. The only player I don't know how much I like at his position in the first team is Zach Edey. And let's get into that right now. For the second team, you have Matas Pusilis at the point guard, Bub Carrington, Donovan Clingan, Kalel Ware, and Yves Misi. Now, I won't lie. I'm sorry. This is gonna look really bad, but there are a couple of these players I don't know. I'm pretty sure Bub Carrington I know because of his days with he's with the Washington Wizards, and I'm pretty sure he had a game-winning shot against the Miami Heat. So that was, of course, Bub Carrington. That's the only guy that comes to mind. Donovan Clingan, obviously the center at, well, not the center. The power he used to play. Did he play power forward? I thought he played power forward um for the Yukon Huskies. He might have played power forward. I believe the Trailblazers moved him to shooting to small forward. But Klingon obviously playing phenomenal basketball in Portland. He hasn't played. There's been a couple 20-point games that he's had. He's kind of a quieter career over there, but he's figuring it out. He's playing good basketball right now. He just needs time to continue to grow with the rest of the team, and we know he will. Um, the Portland Trailblazers just aren't working with as much as you think. Scoot Henderson, Um, there's another player over there that I can't remember his name right now. Regardless, Portland Trailblazers are just a team that are not. They don't have a lot going for them right now. That's just a simple truth. So yeah, I mean, who's the guy that I'm thinking of? I don't know. Regardless, Donovan Clingan playing good basketball. The player that I think that should be over Zach Edey, I think Khalil Ware got snubbed here. I think Khalil Ware should be in Zach Edey's spot. I think Khalil Ware played phenomenal basketball for the Miami Heat and was a big paint presence with Bam Adebayo. I think the two of them were a big reason why they had success that got him into the play-in tournament, that got him into the playoffs. Frankly, I think he was a big piece of the team. So Khalil Ware, I think, should be over Zach Edey personally, but that's my only critique with this list. And Yves Missi continued to play at a high level as well. In terms of being snubbed, I don't know where we would put him, but an honorary mention we have to give to Jordan Strother. The man on the Denver Nuggets, he had a big playoff game in game 6. Yeah. He had 15 points in that game 6, hitting big threes down the stretch against the Thunder in the second round again in game 6. Um, Even though it's a regular season award, I think Strother got snubbed a little bit. I think he's going to be a big piece of the team in this next year. I think him and Jalen Pickett are both going to be big pieces. They're going to have bigger roles coming off the bench for this Nuggets team in the regular season next year. We'll see how they take strides, but he's my honorary mention. He could have been put over Bub Carrington, but obviously, I don't know. You can flip a coin for it personally. I like both of them. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it on. I think that pretty much sums it up right there. That's the two rookie teams, and yeah, I mean, I think the two biggest names that stand out to me, I think on this list that I think are going to have big breakout seasons next year. Well, one of them I'm pretty sure about, and Stephon Castle. I think he's going to come out massive next year for the Spurs, depending on who they draft. It looks like they're going to draft DJ Harper out of Rutgers. If they do, I think that would just continue to stifle the Spurs team, especially when Wembanyama comes back. If they add Giannis Antetokounmpo, it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. But I think Stephon Castle is going to take the biggest leap out of all these guys. I think a dark horse to watch is Jaylen Wells because I think the Memphis Grizzlies could blow up that team in Memphis right now. I think they could trade. I think John Morant's most likely going to get traded this offseason. I wouldn't be shocked if Jaren Jackson Jr. goes with him. And I think they're going to continue. They're going to build the team around Jaylen Wells and Desmond Bane moving forward. That's just my take on it. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to go down, but I think I'm like 65, 70% sure that John Morant's on his way out this offseason. So I think Jaylen Wells could take some big strides forward in the regular season next year. That's just my take. I like Jaylen Wells a lot as well. He's a great young two-way player that can play both sides of the ball. He deserves a lot of credit, and I think he's going to get it next year. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it on that note. We saw a phenomenal game 1 last night between the Knicks and Pacers. We have a phenomenal game 2 lined up between the Timberwolves and Thunder. A lot to discuss over the next 24 hours. And if you guys have some time, if anybody's watching this show and did not watch the highlights of last night's game between the Knicks and Pacers, do me a favor, hit pause. I'll be here. You guys can come back to this video, go into YouTube, click the last 6.5 minutes of that game, and go watch it. I cannot preach enough how that was probably the best game of the playoffs so far. Easily, that was the best game of the playoffs so far. In my opinion, I think it was one of the best. Easily, it deserves to be in the conversation. But yeah, we got game 2 of that series tomorrow, and we'll preview that series as well tomorrow. But yeah, game 2 between Timberwolves Thunder later tonight at 8:30. Be sure to tune into that. And yeah, Thank you guys for tuning into the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to leave a positive review in the comments below. Whether it's positive, whether it's negative, let us know what we're doing well. Let us know what we can improve upon so we can continue to give you guys a better product, a better show every time we hop on live for you guys here. At least for me, I appreciate it a bunch, and I know my colleagues love it as well. If you guys have any questions, any takes after the show, be sure to leave it in the comments below as well, and I'll make sure to both answer those comments and or I'll either answer them or I might even add them to my list of questions to tackle tomorrow, and I'll give it a segment just because of you. So you guys are a big part of what we do here in the show at the GSMC Sports Network, and we appreciate you guys as always. For more content and updates, be sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. This is your host, Marif Fatemi, the host of the GSMC Basketball Podcast, signing off. Happy basketball, Knicks Pacers. Find your Knicks fans out there. Give them your condolences. We wish them nothing but the best. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your days, and we'll be back here once again at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to